All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Hakwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Shalom, salutations to the hopeful elect that's fighting a good fight of faith and truth, in sincerity and wholeheartedly, Shalom to the Akwath, which is the wind believer, Shalom to you, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Alright? Yahweh have broken the staff of the wicked. You're not the big bad wolf anymore. Ever since that you went over there to Iran, you've been getting your ass handed to you. This war have lasted longer than what you thought, but also this is political circus. Okay? Because they all have an agenda to crash the economy. They all agree on, accepting the digital world that's coming. But obviously the Lord's going to throw a fork in their plans, because the scriptures talks about how America's allies is going to turn on them. That's in Obadiah 1-7, also Revelation 17:15-18. All right. But the point is that they're not going to agree, because that's prophecy. The Lord said he control of the king's heart and move it whatever soever he will. Proverbs 21:1. All right. But when it comes to, all this so-called beef, Elder Ariala did a great video, because that's the way that I feel. But he went more in depth with it. And the reason I feel that way, because Revelation 17 go into it. The Lord said that he would give their heart and mind unto the beast until the time of the beast be fulfilled. All right, so the mark of the beast is not here. World War III is not its full height. So the mark of the beast have to come together. And for the mark of the beast to come together, they all have to agree for the most part. Okay? But you can't outdo prophecy. You cannot hold prophecy back. It have to come to pass. And all through the scriptures, it talks about World War III and America losing World War III. So just to get this out the way, just to let you know, so they at war with Iran, right? So this is what's prophesied about Iran. And remember, Ishmael's going to get involved, which is the so-called Arabs. Iran is the so-called East Indians. In the scriptures, they're called Elam. So Elam and Ishmael is going to come together. Let's read about it. Oops, I always do this. It said, behold, a horrible vision and appearance thereof from the east. That's where they at, right? Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmanians, which is where they who in which they are at war with right now. Carmanians is an ancient name. Okay? So raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. Okay, so the modern day Assyrian is America, and yes, they gonna waste a portion of your army over there in that landmass. Okay, and eventually they're gonna be a part of shooting missiles on Babylon the Great. But let's listen up.
States is trying to reverse its defeat and is not accepting the new status quo. Iran thinks it won the war and it should be in control of Hormuz and have large influence in the Persian Gulf and the Middle East it did not have before. This is why we are in the midst of the most wicked escalation trap in America's history.
So, Professor, in your opinion, who's winning this war right now?
Iran is winning the war without a doubt. Iran is winning the war because, number one, it controls Hormuz. That is what's the main blocking force that is choking off the world's energy supplies. Number two,
which is all orchestrated, because even though, America is not the big bad wolf, it's not as strong as it used to be. If America really, really wanted to, basically put Iran in subjection, they could. But that's not the will of the Lord. All right. Iran, there's another thing that people need to understand. Iran is very, very important in prophecy. Because remember, it said Gog will be a guard unto Persia. Okay. So Iran is going to be used as a very important character in the Lord's movie, Ezekiel 38, as I quoted. You can start from verse 5 and read down to 8. But it talks about how the nations, we're starting with Russia, Persia, Libya, Togarmah. So all of Russia's alliance, they got a little alliance, all right, it's going to come against Babylon the Great. So all of this is happening because prophecy got to come to pass. But also, the Lord is in control. So the point is this. The reason that all of these things is happening because the Lord wanted to, and it's all leading to the end. Because the closing of the Strait Hormuz is disrupting the economy, which is supposed to happen because you can't bring forth the digital system without the first system failing. Always bring up this. They coined a term back in 2020 called build back better. You can't build back anything if you don't destroy the first. Okay? So from 2020 all the way up to now, they've been getting a digital infrastructure in place, but they also got to have actions that lead to it being justified, because it's all about problem, reaction, solution.
Iran has pummeled American bases in the region.
They definitely been doing that, and you hardly ever hear about that. But that's like the scripture said, the weak is strong. I'm gonna get that eventually.
A lot of these bases are not really usable for the operations as forward bases the way they were.
Well, let me interrupt you for 1 second. Professor, why would Iran do that? Why would Iran take that risk, attacking U.S. installations, or trying to at least, in Jordan? What message is it trying to send here?
It's sending the message, America, go home. It wants American forces out of the region. Otherwise, it fears it will just be attacked again. Maybe not next month, but 6 months from now. And after all, it's been attacked multiple times just in the last 12 months.
Well, they ain't gonna get out the region, because that's the region where the war gonna happen. So everything is being set in place.
Surprise attacks by Israel and the United States.
Yeah, in the middle of negotiations, in fact. And Professor Pape, the conflict appears to be widening. You heard from a reporter earlier, U.S. Saudi Arabia striking targets in Iraq. The Houthis remain active in the Red Sea. Egypt has reported its first direct attack. And of course, we've heard of what happened in Kuwait, reported attacks there too. How concerned are you?
Oh, it's already happening. We're in the spiral phase of the escalation trap. This is where horizontal escalation is taking on a life of its own. It's building its own momentum. It's not just the force being initiated by one actor. You have a situation where it's a spiral, and that spiral is widening, and it could go up vertically as well, and also lead to ground force deployments by the United States. We're in a wicked phase of this war.
And very quickly, do you envision the United States actually deploying ground troops to Iran?
It's going to become more and more, there'll be more and more pressure to do the ground forces as the world's economy goes off the cliff. As America,
as you see, don't you see how everything is correlating together? War, which is prophecy. The economy collapsing, which is prophecy to bring forth the MOTB. MOTB and World War III go together. So you see where everything is leading to, and I got another video to show.
Gas prices go up. There's going to be enormous pressure to do something to end this war. And if you can't,
do something to end this war, it's not going to happen. Okay? So Esau is the end of the age, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. The only way that this war is going to end, if you don't see Jacob reigning on the earth, it's not going to end. Because first of all, like I said, it's prophecy. Revelation 16. The Lord is gathering. Let's get that. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the rivers of Euphrates, and the river of Euphrates been really since 2016. It's been drying up. It's damn near dry. It says, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east may be prepared. So the Lord is preparing the kings of the east. This is why they over there right now.
And Trump can't walk away.
He can't walk away. All right? Because the pride of his heart have deceived him.
Just let Iran become the fourth center of world power. Then the other option is more escalation. Even the United
As the war with Iran continues its uneasy stalemate, we hear now from a top advisor to the overall commander of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the force largely responsible for border and internal security. The U.S. and many other nations have designated it a terrorist organization. The IRGC, as it's known, rarely give interviews and almost never to Western media. But Commander Mohammad Reza Nakhti sat down this morning in Tehran for an exclusive interview with special correspondent Reza Sayah.
Commander Nakhti, thank you very much for sitting down with us. It has been a long-running policy of Iran's Revolutionary Guard to never speak to American media. What changed? Why did you agree to sit with us?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful, we never received a request to reject it. We would like for our voice to reach the ears of people in Western countries. It's Western media that don't like our voice to be heard. There's nothing we do that's indefensible and outside the values of humanity that we would want to cover up or not discuss.
Let's talk about this war. Where do you see Iran in this juncture of the war? Do you see yourself as winning? Are you in control?
Certainly, victory is on our side. After the
Victory is on their side. Okay, that's prophecy, but I want to read this. So it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty man. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves. Come, all you heathen. Gather yourself together round about. Thither cause your mighty ones to come down on Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Let the heathen be wakened. Come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Yahweh Shappah in the Hebrew. Yahweh's judgment. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. So I'm reading you scriptures to let you know what's going to happen. Okay? Prophecy said World War III is going to happen. The Lord is the one that's mustering the host of the battle, as it say in Isaiah 13:4. So, might be verse 5. But yeah, so the Lord is bringing the nations together. And this is all the lead to it. All the way back February 28th, when they went to Iran, that was the beginning of it.
defeat of America's two main objectives, the toppling of the leadership and the breaking up of Iran, we saw confusion and bewilderment in America. It became a war without a strategy. Every 2 or 3 days, they announced a new objective. For several nights, they said they want to invade Karg Island. They said they want to open the Strait of Hormuz. They mobilized their battleships. Everything they tried, we can show how we were victorious.
Everything they tried, you can show how they was victorious, man. Because the weak is strong. And Babylon, your time is up. Didn't the scripture says that we will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed? So it says, you shall take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how have the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? All right, because as you see, America is not that oppressive no more to these nations. Okay, because the weak is strong. Yahweh, this is why Yahweh have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepters of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continuous stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hinder. So now you about to be persecuted. You about to reap what you sow. And that's what's happening right now.
In your view, is it inevitable that Iran has won?
No, we have not yet reached our final objective. This is clear. Up until now, we are victorious. In the future, we will continue to be victorious.
And that's a fact, because that's prophecy. All right? But that's really the point that I wanted to get. And I'm going to end it on these two scriptures. Because the scriptures talks about how you're going to lose the war. And the destruction of Babylon the Great. It says, Yahweh of hosts have sworn. So if the Lord sworn, it's going to happen. Saying, surely has I have thought, so it shall come to pass, as I have proposed, so it shall stand, that I will break the Assyrian in my land. That's why they over there right now. Upon my mountains tread him underfoot. That's where the scripture comes. The stink shall come up. All right. It's going to be a lot of dead bodies over there. Then shall his yoke depart from off them. Talk about us. And his burden depart from off their shoulders. This is the purpose that is purpose upon the whole earth. And this is the hand that is stretched out upon all the nations. Talk about Esau, Edom. For Yahweh of hosts have proposed, who shall disannul it? His hand is stretched out, who shall turn it back? Okay. So you're cooked. You're prophesied to be destroyed. So let's read about it. It says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall utterly be burnt with fire. For strong is Yahweh Bashmel Bashai, who judgeth her, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication live deliciously with her, shall bewail her, lament for her. They shall see the smoke of her burning, and stand afar off of the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, the mighty city, for in 1 hour her judgment is come. Okay, so yeah, everything that's happening is happening in our favor. And Esau, man, hey, your time is approaching. All praises to Yahweh Bashmel Bashai. Seek ye out the Lord while he may be found. And Shalom.